Riding for the Disabled, known as the RDA, is a UK charity that provides equine activities for children and adults with disabilities, for therapy, achievement and fun. 2019 has been a memorable year for the organisation as it opened the doors to a new national centre in Warwickshire and celebrates 50 years of operation.
RDA has just grown amazingly in 50 years. It started out with a few disparate groups, all choosing to support disabled people in their local area. And obviously, right from the beginning, they had no training programs, they didn't have a coaching pathway, there was nothing in place to actually support these groups. They were really just doing it because they could feel it was the right thing to do. Since then, in 50 years, all of that has come into place. We've now got almost 500 groups around the UK. We're working with about 25,000 children and adults with disabilities. We've definitely changed and broadened the range of disabilities that we're working with. So these days, that's a lot more people with learning disabilities and autism. And even now working, for example, with older people with dementia and really just exploring all of those amazing ways that horses can be so beneficial to people.
The RDA welcomes participants 7 days a week at their facilities throughout the country. Every Tuesday at the National Centre in Warwickshire, a local school group come to visit.
The RDA gives the opportunity for children to take part in activities that they couldn't access in other environments, and it offers skills that you cannot give in a classroom. As a school, we work with children who have social, emotional and mental health difficulties, so it's not necessarily the physical disabilities that you can see, but obviously it's more being aware now of hidden disabilities and ADHD and autism. They just need extra support in different ways, and this helps bring those out and encourage them to ask for help in those ways.
We got the toys and put them in a basket, the bucket, and we trotted and we lied back. It's fun and I really like it.
At the heart of the RDA are the volunteers who, come rain or shine, travel to their local centres to help with activities.
I've been involved with RDA for 20 years and I've never looked back. It's very rewarding and seeing the benefits for the children. You know, their characters change when they're on the ponies, and some of the children we've had before now are severely disabled, and you think, I'm never going to get them riding. And the benefits and the movement they get, etc., is just incredible.
The RDA is one big family. And that starts at group level. So a lot of our riders and our volunteers will say that going to their local group is like a family for them. It's a community, it's a safe place to be, it's a happy place to be. Their families experience the joy of going to their RDA group. And when all of those groups are together across the UK, it just really is like one big family.
Each year, the RDA holds a prestigious gala night in London to celebrate the stars of the organisation. And in its 50th year, the awards were particularly special. Over 100 people, including some famous faces, were hosted by long-standing RDA supporter and British sports broadcaster Claire Balding.
I love the gala dinner, and I always say my one regret at this is because we're in such lush surroundings, we can't bring the Horse of the Year in, and I think we should, but that would require a slightly different setting, obviously. But it's great because I think it gives a chance for those that have won the awards to come from far and wide to a very glitzy, glamorous evening do in London, and I think it's always a joy to celebrate with people who've done an awful lot, and none of them ever think that they are special. None of them think, they go, why have I won? And you just need to be able to say, because you do what you do. You don't have to be special and you don't have to shout about it. You just do what you do, and we want to say thank you.
Throughout the evening, 4 awards were presented to recognise the outstanding volunteers, riders and horses of the RDA. Out of thousands of volunteers across the country, Jo Rutherford had been voted as a winner.
To be recognised for everything I do, it feels slightly like I'm a bit of a fraud because I do it because I absolutely love it. To be given this award for doing something that I so much love to do just feels very surreal. 2 weeks after I did the Three Peaks Challenge to raise money for the group, I found I had breast cancer. There was no way it was going to stop me going to the group. They wouldn't let me do anything after surgery. They watched me like a hawk and stopped me doing anything that I shouldn't do. But it still gave me a focus. It gave me something to get up for. If I'd sat at home, I'd have wallowed in self-pity. And it stopped me doing that.
With the glamour and celebrations wrapped up for another year, it was back to business as usual the following day at the National Centre. But there was time for the organisation to reflect on not just the year it's had, but also its 5 decades of operation.
We've changed a lot in 50 years, but I would say some things always stay the same. And from my perspective, and I think for so many of our volunteers, that's about rider experience. And what it is that keeps people coming back is just the joy of being around the horses. It's what horses give people, and that's our focus forever as an organisation. As we look forward, our biggest challenge is meeting demand for our activities. Most of our groups report having waiting lists, and as we're supporting wider ranges of disability, so those waiting lists will potentially only grow. So it's vital that as an organisation, we're supporting those groups to do more. So that means helping them raise funds, encouraging more volunteers to join this amazing organisation, and also saying to disabled children and adults and parents and people working in that industry, we're here, come and join us. There's something really beneficial for you at RDA.
As the charity continues to grow and develop, we'd like to wish the RDA all the best for its next 50 years of operation.